An unknown intruder breaches SHIELD's base, gaining access to classified information about mutants residing in the mansion. While browsing Wolverine's file, the intruder reads it, before ruthlessly slashing the computer screens with sharp adamantium claws. The act triggers an alarm, prompting guards to pursue the intruder. Trapped on top of a building, surrounded by helicopters and dogs, the intruder devises a diversion by damaging some piping, creating a smokescreen. Seizing the opportunity, the intruder leaps over the edge and skillfully slides down the building, eluding the guards. Eventually, the intruder disappears into the sewers. Meanwhile, at the mansion, Logan is leading a training session for young mutants. Noticing helicopters arriving near the mansion, Logan entrusts the training to Beast and heads towards the aircraft, where he is greeted by none other than Nick Fury. Fury summons Logan for a discussion, revealing that the intruder who attacked the SHIELD base possessed metal claws and shared Logan's DNA. Logan and Fury meet with Dr. Deborah Risman, who irritates Logan by referring to him as Weapon X. Fury quickly takes charge and asks the doctor to provide insights into the situation. Dr. Risman discloses her past affiliation with Hydra and reveals that an operative named X-23 was sent to infiltrate the SHIELD facility, but went rogue. Working under Hydra allowed the doctor to conduct genetic experiments without governmental restrictions. Her objective was to create the perfect weapon, based on the Weapon X project. After multiple failed attempts, she succeeded on the 23rd try by utilizing Logan's DNA, which possessed remarkable healing abilities. The doctor genetically modified Logan's DNA, eliminating emotions and leaving behind only anger and rage. However, the weapon turned against Hydra and escaped. The doctor explains that X-23, now just a child, was raised by Hydra from birth, devoid of love, family, or friends. She underwent intense and life-threatening training regimens. The doctor remained with X-23 throughout her life, attempting to integrate her into society. Unfortunately, the efforts backfired, causing X-23 to develop resentment and anger whenever she witnessed children enjoying the company of their families. At the age of 12, X-23 was subjected to the Weapon X program, which infuriates Logan, considering her tender age. Observing the X-Men's camaraderie from a distance, X-23 is reminded of the traumatic experiences she endured during Hydra's training. Seeing the other mutants enjoying themselves triggers feelings of rage and trauma from her past. During the night, Professor Xavier hears sobbing sounds and discovers a young girl crying in a room within the mansion. As he attempts to communicate with her, she immobilizes him by attaching a neutralizer to his forehead. Fury reveals to Logan that X-23 recently accessed the X-Men's files on the computer. Logan realizes that X-23 is targeting the mutants and requests Fury to allow him to speak with her alone. Granting him 1 hour to resolve the situation, Fury gives Logan the opportunity to address the issue independently. Meanwhile, X-23 explores different areas of the mansion, placing neutralizers on every mutant she encounters. Scott discovers the immobilized Professor Xavier and realizes that an infiltrator has compromised the Institute. As they attempt to remove the neutralizer, Logan barges in and warns them that the devices are rigged to explode. Logan and the other mutants soon discover that all the remaining mutants have been immobilized. While searching for answers, X-23 attacks Logan, revealing herself to the rest of the mutants. With her superior skills, she swiftly immobilizes everyone, except Logan. In the corridors, she ambushes Logan, and a fierce battle ensues. Logan finds himself at a severe disadvantage, hesitating to harm her while being outmaneuvered. As they fight, Logan tries to calm her, expressing understanding for the hardships she endured as a child. However, she adamantly asserts her maturity and launches another attack. As Logan begins to realize X-23's potential, he is forcefully thrown against the front door. The fight continues outside, and as Logan questions her motives for attacking him and the X-Men, X-23 clarifies that her target is not the entire group, but specifically Logan himself. She blames him for the suffering she has endured. In response, Logan unsheathes his claws to defend against X-23's blows, simultaneously assuring her that he was unaware of the project and was also a victim. Logan empathizes with her, recognizing himself as the closest thing she has to a family. Overwhelmed with emotion, X-23 breaks down and starts to cry. Logan hesitates, but ultimately tries to comfort her. At that moment, the sound of helicopters interrupts their interaction. X-23 reacts with fear, but Logan commands her to seek shelter while he deals with the situation. The helicopter lands and Fury steps out, instructing Logan to accompany him. Logan refuses to let Fury take X-23, asserting that she has already suffered enough. Reluctantly, Fury backs off, and they depart. A few days later, at a Bayville cafe, Ray, Bobby, and Jamie complain to Logan about attending Scott and Jean's new class. As Logan leaves the cafe, he catches a scent and follows it into an alley. Tentacles suddenly emerge from a wall and strike Logan with a neutralizer. Logan regains consciousness in a cell, but breaks free and creates a hole in the wall. To his surprise, he discovers he is inside a transport plane. Guards enter the room and blast him out of the plane. Falling from a great height, Logan lands in a forest river. Struggling to reach the shore, he seeks refuge in a hollow log, allowing himself time to heal. However, Omega Red discovers him and forcibly pulls him out, taunting him as Weapon X, promising to leave him broken and suffering. Amidst the chaos, X-23 appears and frees Logan, guiding him away, as Gauntlet reports the location of their target, X-23. X-23 leads Logan to a safe distance and insists he should leave. Despite her pleas, Logan persists in following her, driven by the need for answers. Reluctantly, X-23 reveals she left the Institute to protect him and others from Hydra. She explains that both Hydra and SHIELD will continue to hunt her as long as she remains alive. X-23 urges Logan to depart, revealing he is part of a setup to capture her. They knew she would come to his aid. Meanwhile, Omega Red and Gauntlet remain in pursuit of Logan and X-23. Spotting movement, Omega Red deploys a tentacle into a nearby bush, catching a real Wolverine, which he dismissively tosses aside. While Omega Red deals with the distraction, Gauntlet continues the chase, leaving his partner behind to catch up later. Logan and X-23 remain aware of the relentless pursuit. X-23 confides in Logan, sharing that both SHIELD and HYDRA will never relent in their pursuit of her. Gauntlet tracks down Logan, but his attempts to warn X-23 of the impending trap fall on deaf ears. X-23 firmly believes the only path to freedom is through her own demise, and insists Logan should stop following her if he truly wants to help. Unbeknownst to them, they find themselves trapped, with Gauntlet closing in. X-23 valiantly tries to fight back, but her efforts only result in their capture. Gauntlet uses a sonic weapon that incapacitates them, leaving them at his mercy. Transported to the headquarters of the villainous organization Hydra, Logan and X-23 come face to face with Madam Hydra, who conveniently reveals their nefarious plans to Logan. X-23, who had been demolishing Hydra bases, is now to undergo a mind wipe, transforming her into the perfect weapon. Madam Hydra informs Omega Red, who is curious about Logan, that he is no longer useful and at Omega Red's disposal. Seizing the opportunity, Omega Red attacks Logan, but inadvertently frees him instead. Logan swiftly overpowers Omega Red and proceeds to search for X-23. Meanwhile, a scientist working on X-23 contacts Gauntlet, expressing concern about the use of a neutralizer that may interfere with the planned mind wipe. To their surprise, X-23's eyes suddenly open, triggering alarms throughout the facility. Logan and X-23 reunite in the chaotic halls. Logan learns that X-23's true objective was to infiltrate the base and seek revenge on Madam Hydra, the one responsible for her torment. As Omega Red catches up to Logan, keeping him occupied, X-23 moves ahead, strategically placing explosives throughout the headquarters. The base ignites in flames. Madam Hydra heads toward an escape hovercraft, but X-23 climbs up the vessel's exterior. Logan spots her and tries to follow, aiming to stop her, but she forcefully kicks him off, leaving him on the ground. Inside the craft, X-23 confronts Madam Hydra, who offers her anything she desires. However, X-23 coolly asserts that Madam Hydra cannot fulfill her true desires. Gauntlet arrives, proclaiming it's over, and X-23 concurs, scattering more explosives around the control room. She smiles wickedly at Madam Hydra, before the ship explodes, crashing to the ground. SHIELD arrives to apprehend the remaining Hydra members, including Omega Red. Fury inquires about X-23, and Logan sadly informs him that she didn't survive. As they depart, Logan catches a scent that brings a smile to his face. In the distance, X-23 watches their departure, before disappearing into the forest, embracing a life of freedom. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and hit the notification bell for updates. See you in the next video.